Our news tonight at 11, the financial problems in Washington. For weeks, Americans watched as lawmakers duked it out over the fiscal cliff.
And for the first time, we had a chance to ask Congressman Kevin McCarthy about his vote. 23 ABC's Kim Foley is in our newsroom tonight with what is next for Congress as they approach the debt ceiling. Kim?
Well, Jackie, it seems like a never-ending cycle of the back and forth across the aisle in Washington about taxes, spending, and who should pay what. Tonight, the congressman addressed those issues and talked about how he envisions the next 4 years. For weeks, America teetered on the fiscal cliff, a double whammy of tax increases and billions in across-the-board spending cuts. But just as the country was about to go over the edge, a last-minute deal was reached. The vote in the House, 257 to 167, with only 85 Republicans voting to pass the deal.
Some like the approach of getting some permanency in taxes from the standpoint that you got about 98% permanent in the process going forward. So they were willing and they fought a long time for that.
Others, like Congressman McCarthy, thought they could get a better agreement, one that included cuts in spending.
I voted no because it was not a balanced approach. I voted no because I did not think the bill was good enough from the standpoint that it made no cuts and added $4 trillion. We've got to change the tide and the debt that has been accumulating. Otherwise, our children will not have the opportunities that we've had. So this is the time that we make a difference, and I'm willing to fight for that.
In the bill that passed, taxes will go up on those making more than $400,000 a year. If that did not pass, taxes would have gone up on everyone. Still, McCarthy voted against it.
If we went past the deadline, nothing would have happened that we couldn't have solved. I actually believe we would have been in a stronger position, that we could have done retroactive, we could have done a more balanced approach, and we could have done something that the American public could have read before it voted upon. I think that would have been a much better approach. What I saw come through is not something that I would have supported.
As the debt ceiling approaches, Congress is gearing up for another battle, one that surely will not be easy. But the congressman says despite that, he has a positive outlook on how the next 4 years will go.
I think regardless of whether somebody's a Republican or a Democrat, they're an American first. And that's what we should do. We should put America first. What is the best piece of legislation that can make this economy stronger and make our country stronger, instead of what's the best political gain? And that's what I look at legislation. That's why I fight for what I fight for and how I vote.
As far as Kern County goes, McCarthy says there will be water and small business legislation going through the House that could affect us here at home, but he also says getting our economic house in order is still the most important issue. In the newsroom, Kim Foley, 23 ABC.